you for joining me at part 3 of my Plundered Hearts playthrough. We just bypassed the crocodile or alligator. Let me see, what was it? It was a crocodile. Um, we subdued it by feeding it laudanum, so that was fun. Uh, so let's see, where are we? Look. Anteroom. 2 exits lead from this cavernous room, north and south. The walls drip with wet, forming a huge pool on the floor. The crocodile lies half in the pool, sleeping. Let's go south. You edge past the reptile. Dungeon. You sense, rather than see, the rusty skeletons of old cages and torture devices that line the walls of this cavernous room. One flaming torch, high on a wall, casts mad licks of light into the darkness. Passages lead north and west. Set deep in the rocky floor is a closed trapdoor. A pair of manacles hangs from iron chains attached high on the wall. Ooh. Let's head west. Corner. This short passage turns from east to north to stop abruptly at an iron door. Alright. Inventory. You have a leather bottle, a large key. Ooh, I might need that key. A powder horn, a garter, a flower, your reticule hanging from your wrist, a shirt and breeches. It seems that your reticule contains a cotton frock, a missive, a jeweled brooch, a bit of mirror, smelling salts, and a banknote. You are wearing a beautiful ball gown, your kid slippers, and a linen chemise. Okay. Unlock door with large key. I don't know the word unuk. Unlock door with large key. Unlocked. Alright. You have to open the iron door first. Open door. Open. North. Cell. Hewn from dense rock, the cell is a stagnant burrow. Except for the tiniest glow of light from the torch 2 rooms away, it is pitch black. As you enter, a tall, bony man moves out of the darkness. "Papa," you cry, rushing into his arms. "Why, hello, my dear." He hugs you tightly. "Nick certainly took his time about fetching you." Alright. Give garter. I think I'm supposed to give the garter to Papa. He smiles dreamily at a memory. You briefly explain the current situation to your father. "I knew Falcon would do his best to rescue me once you were safe," he responds. "Now to rescue Lucy. Nicholas will have told you about her. You get him while I get Lucy, and the 4 of us will meet down at the beach. Just show me the way out of this maze and we'll get started." Okay. Fair enough. Did he take the garter or not? No. Give garter to Papa. He smiles dreamily at a memory. What the fuck does that mean? Alright, well, whatever, walk through. Your advice is stupid. Alright, so, southeast, north twice. South, corner. East. Dungeon. Alright, so Papa enters just a few steps behind you. Papa mutters something to himself. You hear an occasional zounds. Okay. North. Alright, 2 exits lead from this cavernous room. North and south. This is the crocodile room. Papa follows you. Your father stops, smiling at the crocodile. "Hello, chum, how are you?" He bends over the creature and scratches its bumpy snout, muttering, "Never seen you sleep like this before." It stirs to life as your father walks over to you by the north entrance. The reptile, waking, lunges after him, choking on its chain. What the fuck? Why would he wake it up? Why would you do that? Let me try something. Put garter on crocodile. The monster lunges at you, chains rattling, roaring and angry. Screaming, you dash back, dropping the garter into the pool. No! Take garter. You can't see any garter here. Oh my god. So I just lost that item. That's what I get. Alright, so north, I guess. Bottom of stairwell. A flickering torchlight lights the bottom of a spiral staircase. A draft blows from the east. A passage leads south. Papa enters just a few steps behind you. He was in front of me, but whatever. Okay. Up. Stairwell. Cool salt air blowing past the torch on a spiral staircase below you ruffles your hair and circles south into the library. Papa follows you. South. You move beyond the portrait into the library. Library. Everything in this private office is larger than life. A huge portrait, slightly awry from the wall, decorates the north side, and black drapes mask the east wall. Bookshelves tower over a cherry desk, and a massive wooden globe squats in a corner. Music wafts distantly in the ballroom across the hall to the south. An expensive hat is hanging on a knob. Papa mutters something to himself. You hear an occasional sounds. A window, your father exclaims. I shall creep out to the kitchen. Get the falcon. He climbs out the window. Okay. Got rid of him easily. South. East hallway. The carpeted hallway turns from west to north here, extending into the east wing. A long table blocks the way south. What? West. Foyer. A grandiose staircase splits and twists up to the next floor here, framing the entrance south to the ballroom. Long hallways lead east and west. Cool night air drifts in through the front door north of you. The butler stands near the entrance to the ballroom. Alright, south into the ballroom. The sea of spectators parts to admit you, murmuring approval. Hee. Ballroom. LaFawn's party is well attended. You can hardly move for the crush. However, the room is oddly silent. No talk interrupting the musical efforts of the musicians to the west. Despite the heat, no one ventures south to the veranda, nor through the opening east. The foyer is north of you. A fashionably bewigged man stalks up to you and bows deeply. Will you dance? He asks with a light French accent. Not that you have much choice. If you turn me down, your father dies. Oh, wow. It's the worst service at this Denny's. So yes. You summon a gracious smile. Why, yes, I'd love to. I am, of course, LaFawn. He laughs triumphantly and pulls you into the dance. Oh. Examine ring. It's an ancient gold band. This is the ring he's wearing. I'm following a walkthrough with these kind of things. It's an ancient gold band with a curious design of gargoyles, curled tongues extended on its flat face, with Sal Sapit Omnia engraved at the bottom. So you know I'm not your father's friend, LaFawn says, offering a hand for the promenade. Unfortunately, you are in my power. He is in my dungeon, and I am still king of these waters. A gold ring flashes on his hand. It seems vaguely familiar. Okay, that's why I examined the ring. Okay. It looks vaguely familiar, so I don't get it. I don't see what's familiar about it. Kick. LaFawn. LaFawn grabs your hair and pulls your head sharply back, clenching your arm to your sides. The ballroom is a whirling blur through your tears as he leads you around the floor. Ma petite, a ball is not the right place to kill me. What would my guests think? LaFawn's eyes rake your body. When I am ready, the butler will summon you to sup with me in my room. We will find much in common before dawn, I am sure. Then I may free your father. LaFawn bows as the dance ends and kisses your hand. He moves to speak with the butler, then heads upstairs. Ew, he's so creepy. Okay. North foyer. The grandiose staircase. Butler near the entrance to the ballroom. Alright, I'm supposed to wait a couple turns. Oh, here we go. There is a commotion from the west. A woman screams and a man yells, "Stop, pirate!" and Jameson is dragged out of the ballroom by two burly dragoons. An officer quiets the guests. "This is the buccaneer who has been pirating our ships. He had the audacity to come here tonight intending to assassinate our dear governor. Do not worry, ladies. He was arrogant enough to come alone." The officer marches after his men. The dancers return to their banal conversations. Foyer. Okay. Let me wait one more time. The butler walks up to you. M. LaFond requests your presence in his room immediately, miss. He points up to the stairs, bows, and leaves. Ew. I picture this guy kind of like... I won't say it. Let's see. Go up and east to the upstairs hall. Up. Stair landing. The east-west hallway opens here to curve into a grand staircase sweeping down to the foyer. Upstairs hall. I went east. You stand in a carpeted hallway leading west to a stair landing. To the north is an ornately carved door. From the south comes the impression of light and air. Alright, let's see. What door? Ornately carved door. Open door. Opened. Alright. North. Welcome, my petite. LaFond bows you in. LaFond's bedroom. LaFond's bedroom shows all the outpourings of his megalomania. Royal hues of purple and gold weigh down the hangings on the bed and the eastward window, as if trying to smother the moonbeam shining in. LaFond is leering, lip curled. A lace-covered table crouches beside a wing-back chair in one corner. Sitting on the table is a green goblet, a blue goblet, and a flagon. Have some wine. LaFond pours wine into 2 glasses, giving a blue one to you. Drink this down. We have a long night ahead of us. He drains his own. Drink. Wine. I hope you didn't put a roofie in my drink. You empty the blue goblet of wine. Good girl, he says. Let's see more cooperation of this sort. Suddenly the door slams open. It is Jameson, coatless, sword bared, his shirt ripped. Thank God I'm not too late. Leave, darling, before I skewer this dog to his bedposts, he cries. The scar on his cheek gleams coldly. With a yell, Crowley and the butler jump out of the darkness behind him. Nicholas struggles, but soon lies unconscious on the floor. Take him to the dungeon, LaFond says, setting down his glass. You, butler, stay nearby. I do not wish to be disturbed again. Now that we are rid of that intrusion, Sherry, I will change into something more comfortable. Pour me more wine. He crosses to the wardrobe, removing his coat and vest, turns slightly away from you. Well, I mean, that was kind of fast and sudden. Let's see. All right. Pour wine in green goblet. You fill the green goblet with wine. In private, call me Jean, or whatever endearment you choose. Once I have approved of it, LaFond is looking into the wardrobe. Pour wine in blue goblet. You fill the blue goblet with wine. The butler enters, laying a silver tray of cold chicken on the table. The kitchen wench has gone, your grace. I took the liberty of fetching these myself. He bows and leaves the room. Sprinkle some spices on the fowl, ma petite, LaFond says, donning a long brocade robe. His back to you. They are hot but delicious. All right, now, ready? Put the laudanum in blue goblet. Right? Let's double check. Yeah. You squeeze 3 colorless drops into the blue goblet. You sense LaFond hesitate, then continue primping. Tisk, the cook has gone too far. She shall be leaving us tomorrow. LaFond addressed the lace at his neck. All right, all right. Let's see. Alright. Spices, huh? Get spices. You take a pinch of spices between your thumb and forefinger. LaFawn strolls to the table, smiling slyly. Which glass was mine? I seem to have forgotten. He points at the green goblet and smiles in a way that does not grant you confidence. Is it this? No. You shake your head, teeth clenched. Ah, yes, of course. LaFawn obligingly takes the blue goblet. He inhales deeply the bouquet of his wine, then turns to you. You must think me very naive to fall for such a trick. I saw you pour something into one of these glasses, although I cannot smell it. He switches goblets, setting the blue goblet into your nerveless grasp and taking up the other, smiling evilly. Now you will drink from the cup intended for me. Blow spices at LaFawn. You blow the spices off your fingertips directly into LaFawn's face. He sneezes, his eyes watering from the heat of the peppers. Reaching blindly for some wine, he instead upsets the table, shattering a glass. LaFawn stumbles cursing out of the room in search for relief. Oh. Alright. South. Blue goblet, butler. Do I have the blue goblet? Yeah. South. You run out, into the butler's barrel chest and leering grin. You return to the bedroom, the butler following. The governor said you were not to leave this room. Give blue goblet to butler. He looks pleased. I am rather parched, ma'am, he says, taking and emptying the blue goblet. Hey. Wait for him to fall asleep. The butler seems to be having problems stifling a yawn. The butler's eyes are getting heavier. With a grunt of anger, the butler realizes he's been drugged. He grabs the leather bottle and throws it out the shutters. The butler collapses, head back, snoring loudly. Hey. Alright. Get the tray. Wave tray in moonlight? I mean, really? That's the command? You scrape everything off the silver tray into the bushes below. You roll the silver tray around the beam of moonlight till it glows silver white. After a moment, a flash of light responds from the Helena Louise. How was I supposed to know to do that? I mean, really? South. You creep over the prostrate butler. Upstairs hall. You stand in a carpeted hall, leading west to a stair landing. From the south comes the impression of light and air. What does that mean? Well, let me just do what I should do. West, stair landing. The east-west hallway opens here to curve into a grand staircase sweeping down to the foyer. Down, foyer, grandiose staircase splits and twists up to the next floor here, framing the entrance south to the ballroom. Long hallways lead east and west. Cool night air drifts in through the front door north of you. Alright, let's see. Wait. An eerie battle cry arises on the wind from all sides of the house, and Jameson's men stream in from all directions, huddling the dancers in the middle of the ballroom. Cookie rushes up to you, looking worried. Miss, we must find the captain. Have you any idea where to look? Oh, all right. I guess we gotta go all the way to the dungeon. So here we go. East, to the east hallway. Cookie pegs after me. I knew we could depend on you, lass. Lead on. North. north to the library. Alright, everything in this private office is larger than life. A huge portrait decorates the north side, and black drapes mask the east wall. Bookshelves tower over a cherry desk, and a massive wooden globe squats in a corner. An expensive hat hanging on a knob. Cookie pegs after you. Open portrait. Quickly you pull the book, joggle the knob, and touch the globe, and the portrait pops open. Cookie harumphs, surprised. Alright. North. You move beyond the portrait into the flickering torchlight. Stairwell. Cool salt air blowing past a torch on a spiral staircase below you ruffles your hair and circles south into the library. Can't believe you got to go all the way back down to into the dungeon. Let's see. Bottom of stairwell, I went down. Flickering torchlight lights the bottom of the spiral staircase. A draft blows from the east. A passage leads south. Cookie pegs after you. Is that because he has a peg leg? Is that what they mean? He pegs after me? South twice. Anteroom. 2 exits lead from this cavernous room, north and south. The walls drip with wet, forming a huge pool on the floor. The crocodile lies half in the pool, gazing at you with baleful eyes, jaws wide open. Dagger-sharp teeth glint in the torchlight. Cookie pegs after you. Cookie rushes at the crocodile, crying, "I'll take care of this monster, sweetheart. You run by and do what you must do." He dives headlong into the pool. Alright. Whatever. South. A whip cracks the air. "Flogs me, will ya, Cap'n? Taste it yourself, har." Jameson groans, half conscious. You rush in. Dungeon. You sense rather than see the rusty skeletons of old cages and torture devices that line the walls of this cavernous room. One flaming torch high on a wall casts mad licks of light into the darkness. Passages lead north and west. Set deep in the rocky floor is an open trap door. Nicholas is spread-eagled against the wall, shackled in the pair of manacles. A rapier lies in the half-dark of a corner. Crowley steps leering out of the shadows and cracks the whip near you, hopping you toward the open trapdoor. "Come to hit me again, are ye?" What do? Take the rapier. Taken. Crowley snorts. "Be careful, you might hurt your dearie." Crowley cracks the whip near you, hopping you towards the open trapdoor. "Would yer like a taste o' water?" Attack Crowley with rapier. Crowley seems more amazed than frightened at your attack, guessing correctly that you hardly know the tip of the hilt from the rapier. He steps sideways in surprise, so he stands at the edge of the trapdoor. Crowley cracks the whip near you, hopping you towards the open trapdoor. "What, a frightened of a lick of the whip?" Attack. Let's try it again. Crowley with rapier. You flick the rapier across his chest, barely scratching him. He cries, "Avast me, pricked by a woman," and trips into the trapdoor. You peer down the hole to find Crowley hanging in midair, his hook caught in the rocks a few yards down. He curses and starts to climb up the sheer slimy walls of the well. Oh. Take smelling salts. Taken. Sounds of scraping hook against stone and curses echo out of the well. Use smelling salts on Jameson. You wave the smelling salts under Nicholas's nose. He stirs, sneezes, and looks at you blearily. "How?" he says, bewildered. "Lafond, did he?" He straightens. "Darling, you're an angel. To have to go through all this and then rescue me. Your ravisher will not go unpunished." He squares his shoulders. "For my brother, his wife, and your honor, I will kill Jean Lafond." "Oh, don't go through all the trouble." He tugs at his chains with a wry smile. "But I must get free first. Have you the key?" Do I have the key? How am I supposed to know to do this? I did that again. Unlock chain with the brooch. How would I have ever thought to do that? I swear. You twist the pin of the jeweled brooch into the locks, quickly freeing Nicholas. Nick kisses you briefly, a butterfly touching your lips, then seizes his rapier and runs off to the north. Cookie calls a breathless "Hello, Captain" to him as he races past. All right. What am I doing? Hang on, I'm checking something. North, up, south, west. Jesus. North twice. North, anteroom. The pool is roily with the bodies of Cookie and the crocodile. Cookie's now dead? He just called out to the captain. Whatever. I ain't gonna fight this beast if you're heading back upstairs. Cookie follows you. Bottom of stairwell. Cookie pegs after you. Oh, they wrote that badly. It made it sound like Cookie was like floating in the pool. Alright. Up. Stairwell. Cookie pegs after you. Am I on verse post mode? Yeah. South to the library, the portrait. Cookie follows me. Cookie cocks his head. What is that noise? Is Captain dueling LaFawn? There's no chance he could win as beaten as he is. Cookie races out towards the ballroom. Swords engage and disengage. Okay. East hallway, the carpeted, I went south. The carpeted hallway turns from west to north here, extending into the east wing. A long table blocks the way south. LaFawn's voice is cold, lazy. You will die, you know, Jameson. I'm trying to find out where I am. West, up, east, south, west. Foyer. You must pay for your actions, Nicholas gasps. Up. You hear a piece of furniture being knocked over. East. Rapiers click and slide. Bad parry, Captain, LaFawn says. And I think south. Gallery. You're on a wide balcony overlooking the ballroom. A hallway lies to the north. Down on the dance floor, the dancers are pressed in a wide circle around Nicholas and LaFawn. Cookie stands anxiously in the door to the veranda near your father and Lucy. A chandelier is held above the dance floor by a rope and a pulley system so that the servants can lower it to light and snuff its candles. Several feet of rope hang down from the pulley, the excess tied around the railing. Nicholas and LaFawn circle each other intently, the one breathing hard, the other casual, sword tips almost touching. Jameson has lost copious amounts of blood and is no match for LaFawn, cool and competent. You hear metal scrape metal. A woman gasps. Well, I'm going to leave it there. It's a good place to start. I can see what they're planning on doing with that chandelier. But I like to keep these about 30-minute segments, so I'm going to talk for the next 15 seconds to get this from 29 minutes to 30 minutes. And I've only got 5 seconds to go. So Thanks for joining me, and I will see you in part 4. Goodbye.